Hello and welcome back to another Toronto video. In today's one, we're looking at the TMNT, the Samurai Adventures, issue number 28. And oh my god, this issue was one which I was not really expecting too much out of. But one character in particular, I sort of come up with a name for him and I feel like it made the whole issue better. It's just Splinter. He got a new get-up and well, they really pimped him out and I love it. So yeah, God, that's my main takeaway from this issue is that they pimped Splinter up, and I love it so much for that. I mean, the overall issue was fine, but pimping Splinter up, yes, that's what we want, that's what we need. Okay, yeah, so let's just get into this one. So on the first couple of pages, we do get to see the Turtles. They're caught in this dream scenario where the Turtles are being accepted by everyone and they're being praised up for what they've been doing in the city. We can get to see Shredder, he's been locked away in prison. Splinter's returned to normal. You know, like Turtles' best lives are all coming true. And then get key to the city by mayor, and then even allowed to have pizza 24/7 whenever needed. So, like, you know, like things are looking up for the Turtles. However, this is when it is revealed here that Garfano, she's there and she's caught Turtles in a trance and sticking to them and hypnotizing them into thinking that they have this best life. But then she quickly turns the table just because, like she's doing this just because she's trying to get the like leadership to the Phantom, and this is when she decides to like turn everyone against the Turtles. We get to see even Splinter being like, "Oh yes, you know, you're so shameful. You're the worst sons ever." And everyone else got Professor McGuffin, I think that's what it's called. Like a long time seeing him, and also April. Like I must admit, like this page in particular, I feel like it is a really good example, just like the characters which. You know, characters which you would expect to show up a lot more, like Irma, Thompson, Verms, Professor McGuffin, who was in there quite a lot at the beginning of the series, and, well, they've hardly ever shown up, which, I must admit, I am quite surprised by that, just because I would have thought at the very least April would have been a lot more involved in these comics, but yet she's hardly ever in these ones, which I'm honestly quite surprised at, but I must admit, it's like quite nice to see, because it just makes for a nice change of pace with these comics. And we do get to see the Turtles, they're running for their lives because they're scared that the city is going to do something bad against them and that kind of stuff. And this results in them coming in contact with Garfano in her human form in this dream world. And this is something which I was quite surprised at, just because with the appearance, it was something which I was genuinely quite surprised at, just because with one of the covers which I had for this issue, it did show this appearance, or this look. And I was somewhat under the impression that like maybe they might not go the full route and actually show off this look in the comics, but they actually did, which, yeah, I mean, I must admit, it was quite nice to see. It was, because I was somewhat expecting they wouldn't do it and it's just a, you know, like a look for the covers, but it was quite nice to see that. But then we do get to see Splinter, he's at home and he gets April to come down to the sewers just because he found out that Turtles haven't been home since last night and he's been getting a little bit worried. And he can't drive to the Turtles because of the Turtle van, and he can't really get a taxi either. I mean, he could just walk, considering they've been out all night, and the trucker's just been in one position. I feel like he could walk there, but no. So that's when we get to see the best part of the issue starting here, because April, she gets into a argument with someone else, and tells them to hoof it, but then we have Splinter. Oh my god. So to make a disguise for Splinter, he puts on a white trench coat, some glasses, a hat, and oh my god, they really pimped him up and I love it. It's his best look ever. We really need to bring back Pimp Splinter. He's just... I love it so much. Oh god, how does this Samurai Adventures stuff keep bringing out the best ideas that you never knew you wanted, and yet this is what we're getting. Pimp Splinter. I love it so much. If we can if somehow they find a way to bring back Pimp Splinter, I feel like this might be one of the best, or if not, it will be the best comic series if they bring back Pimp Splinter. Please, everyone who's working on this book, please bring back Pimp Splinter. It's just amazing. But yeah, so after that we did get to see Splinter. He arrives in the building and he starts to fight Garfano. However, because Garfano, she's using her singing to get Turtles under her control. She tries on Splinter, however it doesn't work because he's been training since the Rat King and all that kind of stuff. So she gets the Turtles to think that Splinter is Shredder. So the Turtles start fighting Splinter or Shredder and all that kind of stuff. And there isn't really too much to it other than just that. And then April comes in, she just wipes her over the head with some wood. And that pretty much shuts Confounders up, and that's pretty much it for this issue, really. This goes after this, Confounder just runs away, and they're talking about, oh yeah, we've got to be more prepared for next time, because you never know what could happen, and, well, these Phantom guys, they're not messing around anymore, come on, we got to do something, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, oh boy, where do I begin with this section of the video? I mean, I'd say that overall for this one, I do definitely feel like the pacing for this issue was a lot better than the last issue, and I feel that's mainly down to the fact that they didn't have to do all this setting up for the reason why Confounder's doing what she's doing, and it's more or less used as like a throwaway kind of thing, be like, oh yes, well I'm doing this because I want to be a leader and that kind of stuff, whereas like last issue, it was setting up the whole story arc and that kind of stuff. So I feel like the pacing in this issue was a lot better, and the story overall, I'd just say that I don't know, it's some of what I would expect from like a character like Confounder with her plans and that kind of stuff. I wasn't really expecting anything too special or anything like that, but this does feel like fit in line with what I would expect from a story like that. But, oh god, Splinter, just... I can't believe I'm saying these words, and I can't believe I'm happy about this, but just seeing Splinter in this look, it's a very nice looking look, and I feel like him being a pimp is just what works well for Splinter, and we really need to bring back Pimp Splinter. If we don't, then I feel like this might be one of the worst comic book series ever. If we don't bring back Pimp Splinter, he's just an icon. It's a vibe, a unique sensation, and I can't believe that this is the best part of the issue. Oh god, yeah. I mean, Splinter hasn't done barely anything in this series or any other version of Turtles, and I feel like bringing him back now to be a pimp and all that kind of stuff, it just works really well for his character, and I feel like it would just be like a nice, a happy little story arc for him. But yeah, please bring back Pimp Splinter. I feel like it works so well. The look is just so on point for Splinter. It's just peak Splinter. But yeah, so I'll just say that overall, it was a good issue. Just peak Pimp Splinter. This is what we love to see, and I'm a bit curious to see what Rat Queen's going to do for her plan, especially if it's going to involve the Rat King and all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping that we do get to see Splinter interacts with Rat Queen. I thought there could be some interesting interactions there, but we'll wait and see about that. Hopefully Pimp Splinter will be back there again. Yeah, that's game for today, guys. It was some police shout, scrubbing all stuff. God, goodbye, yo. Bye!